Starting the stream. Okay, we're live. This is the vegan CarboRaider, and I'm not your typical YouTube vegan here. For all of you fans of Jason Blaha, I'm not one of those kids who populate YouTube and go vegan for the views and then quit, which means they just switch to another thing to get more views. Nope, I stay on the same diet. I've been on it 23 years, and that's why I'm not popular here on YouTube. Okay, let's start watching. I'm going to continue Jason's video. I just put up a different video where I watched the first couple of minutes, and he hasn't gotten into the science yet. Just ad hominem attacks on vegans and the vegan diet. So let's see here. We'll see if he gets to the science and see what it is. I'd like to say that I'm curious and looking forward to it, but you know, I've done a lot of these videos, and it's usually the same BS. You know, shouldn't viewers of his channel already know not to just listen to the science, not to the science, to these studies? Here's his video, and the title. Wait, that's my video. All right. New research. Vegans, vegetarians, all better watch out. Bone mineral density and fracture rates. And this is already ridiculous to people like me, because we don't need new research. We don't need any research. The stuff bones are made out of are minerals. Where do you think minerals originate? Okay, now a couple minutes into his video, picking up where we left off. You didn't miss much, although you've turned off ad personalization. Oh yeah. Okay. Another commercial from Jason. Skip.
It's fine, but best of luck being a competitive athlete
On the keto diet. Yep, he said the truth about keto, and then equated it to vegans, which is pretty irritating for someone like me. Yeah, I said some good stuff in my last video. It's too bad it didn't really get on video for some reason. I think it's because I was streaming at the same time I was recording, and so my computer was bogged down. Yeah, I blame YouTube for all this, but the audio came in perfectly, so it's still worth watching, listening to you. Right, back to Blaha. Skipping all his blah, blah, blah for the first 2 minutes.
That diet, trying to, you know, win strength sports or any sport, your biases. Okay, I understand.
So I debunked that pretty well in my first video. Oh, I want to make sure here that everything's fine. I got a red light. That's not good. I got some comments. That is good. Gary, I'm here, Gary. I used to follow Jason Blaha when he was vegan. So, and when was that? I was talking in my last video. Was he vegan when it was trending around 2015? And now he's against it because that's now trending, right? It's hard. I think he was pretending. No one who looks like that is a vegan. Vegans don't shave their heads. Well, I'm just saying there's a look. Why did he quit, you know? Okay, I watched the stupid video, Carnus Nightmare. And he just responded, he just made him another post here. He was vegan when he wanted to marry a woman that was vegan. Okay. Yeah. That sounds pretty stupid. Well, maybe not. Maybe he was open to it, but clearly didn't do it right. And if he was that big when he tried it, and I could see what happened. You know, that's tough to get enough calories to support a body that was overgrown on animal products. You're not going to do it. You'll lose weight. And then he thought that was a bad thing. He's clearly a guy who uses his weight to get a lot of subscribers. It's very interesting that he has 100,000 subscribers, but his videos get about 5,000 views. That doesn't look good for your channel there. It means people aren't really interested in the content. He got divorced. Well, you didn't have to tell me that. Well, I was just assuming that without even thinking about it. My brain just went into that assumption. That's interesting. I am wise in my old age. I know stuff. Okay, we'll get back to Jason's video now. This video might be choppy. It looks like something's wrong. Okay, let's do it.
One who has dabbled in veganism. I did spend 6 months of my life as an adult as a vegan.
Okay, that's nothing. That was, you know, that's about how long you'd try to make a marriage work. Has nothing to do with the vegan diet. So, him bringing up, he's brought up many times now here that he was a vegan. Well, this doesn't count. Why is he bringing it up? Because he's trying to get us to think. Well, he's trying to say, I know about being vegan. Well, so far he's been talking about the ethical vegan side. And again, trying to manipulate the audience. All right.
I gave it an honest go. It's not.
Maybe.
I will never do it again. That's the reality of it. So, the whole point is.
So what? What's with this guy? I should say to the viewers that this guy is new to me, so that's interesting to me, because I don't know what to expect from him. I know what to expect from the study, research.
I've heard vegan speakers say flat out.
But he can't say that he's an expert in veganism. I hope he is not saying that. I hope he doesn't say that. Because if you were really an expert, you'd be a vegan. And you'd make it 23 years easy, like I have.
That the ethical imperative towards veganism is so important that they would lie about health benefits.
There you go. See, he's still doing it after 3 minutes. He's still marginalizing all of veganism as an ethical thing. And so they would lie. See, so he's taking that narrative and throwing in and then building on that. Well, dude, you would lie too. You're running a channel here that makes money. It's clear. It's clear to me just by looking at you what you were selling.
The greater good. That in that case, the lie would be justified. Right? That in their opinion, the lie would be justified because of the greater good that it would serve. So if you even lie and convince people that
all right, we can just skip this because, yeah, politics. I'm an expert in politics too, and I'm cutting back. So I'm cutting back on this shit. No, it's BS. BS is something that's not a lie, but it's used to get people to believe in something that's a falsehood. And that's what he's doing here. It's sick. It's dirty. It's what a lot of politicians are doing these days. And they'll keep doing it, even though they're going to go to jail. Another one just went to jail yesterday. But it's for their greater good, the way they think of it. And he's lying right now here by getting you to think a certain way. Well, he's getting you to believe in a lie.
Holocaust to save Jews from the Nazis would have been an acceptable form of lie. That they equated it to.
It's a good thing we're not debating in person. Yeah. I should never do that. I have hostility issues, and it's from people like this. And he'd end up kicking my ass. Yeah.
That. So you need to understand that if you are a vegan and you've chosen this lifestyle, you need to understand that the mentality.
This is coming from someone who went vegan for a short time because his wife was vegan. Get the heck out of here, dude. And excuse my language, my choice of language here. I'm trying not to be monetized. It's going to be rough.
The mentality of many of the speakers who put out information on this is very much what I described, and they may.
BS is found everywhere, and that's what a lot of my channel is about. There's plenty of BS that goes against the vegan diet. He would know that if he spent more than 6 months in it.
Very well lie to you.
He's going on 4 minutes. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, 4.5 minutes. Let's see what he's saying now.
Yes, what do we have? They found that vegans and vegetarians had lower.
Okay, we got to go back. Okay, red flags. I cover this in my book and in some videos, that there's key words to look for as red flags. All right. What are the words? Oh, yeah. Been seeing it on TV my whole life. New study. So-and-so may do this, may cause that. You know what the key red flag word is there? The word may. Another red flag is when someone says they have found. They didn't find jack squat, you fool. Studies don't find anything. Studies were never meant for public consumption, and this jackass is the reason why. The typical fat, ignorant population does not know how to use the data that they find in studies. This data should be kept with scientists. It's meant to go into the pool of data. And you know, even with a pool, they're not helping people. People are getting more unhealthy. Okay, here we go. So as you can imagine, this is highly irritating to me. And not only is the science bad, the studies, most studies are corrupt, and you know this one is. But to hear this fool reinterpret the study, this is what's wrong with humanity. People buy into this. They want to buy this. Because human, it's a failed species. I'm here for the rare person who's willing to do the right thing and live better.
Absolutely not. In that stupid shit. You want to claim that it's is actually superior.
He just cursed there. Okay, that's the first time in this video. But notice he still has plenty of ads. Now, what is he calling stupid here? Let's see.
Live just as long and healthy a life as vegans do. There's no
human beings, I mean Americans, the United States has an epidemic in osteoporosis, which is low bone density. It's an epidemic. Let's take a look. Let's see, where are we here? Preventing and reversing osteoporosis. Well, I don't know where I saw this. Let's see here. Estimating the prevalence of osteoporosis at the 50. Here we are. Wait. Total number 10 million older adults had osteoporosis out of 99 million. That's 10%, and that's a lot. It should be higher than that, but that doesn't help my argument I was going to make. Because it's interesting that 10% of Americans or vegetarian. But yeah, okay. Vegetarians eat dairy. What they found is that most of the people who get osteoporosis do eat animal products. It's not the vegans. I've never had anyone in my family with bone density problems. My mom is like 76 and does eat animal products, but small amounts. Doesn't have those problems. Keywords, people. Okay, let's see what he's calling stupid.
If you've done it because you feel a moral imperative towards it.
Oh, man. And I've heard this marginalization before, man. Dude, this is nothing new. You know what you're doing, dude.
Live just as long and healthy a life as vegans do. There's no evidence whatsoever that being a vegan...
Well, that's another red flag to look for. There's no evidence. Well, there's no evidence you want to talk about. I've heard people say that. Oh, man. In politics, people say that all the time. It's one big lie. And Trumpism has now shown us that you can lie. Not only will it not hurt you, it'll help you. It'll make you more popular. That's probably what he's doing here.
Is actually superior.
What do you think why do you think people are getting osteoporosis and heart disease and cancer? And diabetes. There's 4 major diseases that are most common in the United States. And most Americans eat animal products. And they eat a lot. It's put into everything they eat. It's become part of our culture that animal products are in almost everything. Bring the science, dude. Stop the rhetoric.
You guys need to cut that bullshit out because it's not health. From a health perspective, it's not superior. It is absolutely not. In that stupid shit.
He's repeating himself a lot, like Trump does. Keeps saying it enough, and you know.
Shit. You want to claim that it's ethically superior?
Skipped ahead 4 seconds.
Fine. You need to end this other bullshit.
Why did it again?
Because this is the sort of nonsense that happens exactly like...
Well, this guy seems really upset. He's reaching levels with myself here. But what is he upset about? This is what I do every day here. I actually care about this. He has made one other vegan-related video in the last few months. He's not concerned with passing on some wisdom about veganism. Dude, your channel's a failure. You probably paid to get a bunch of subscribers. But they're not watching you. So they're fake.
What we see in these reviews. Stick with the morality in, because that's the only ground you have to stand on. And I'm not saying a vegan.
Oh yeah, I should tell Jason in case he's watching. He might be, because we've been talking in his comments section. And I'm going to get to that. I want to show you that. Respond to his comments. I should tell him that I went vegan 23 years ago for health. And I was right. And they were right. The ethics came later when I was free to acknowledge them. We all have them. If you're not a sociopath, you already have the ethics that it's not right. But most people aren't living what they believe, so they just ignore it. But it's always been mostly about health for me. That's what I teach. You don't teach ethics. You teach that human beings are frugivores. We are meant to eat fruit, and grains are the poor man's fruit. If you can't get fruit for some reason, grains are second best, and beans are okay if you can handle them. Vegetables, small amounts of everything else. And that is all you need, and that's basically how I've been eating for 23 years. And it works. Of course it works.
Diet can't be healthy, but when you look at the data like this, what do we have? They found that vegans and vegetarians had lower bone mineral density.
I want to hear that again. You really want to analyze what's said here. And this putz is coming in and pretending like there's no history here. This has all been said and done years ago. Now it's just a joke. There's no need for new research. Let's hear this again.
They found that vegans and vegetarians had lower...
They found. See, they found. Both of those words are red flags. Okay.
The vegan diet can't be healthy, but when you look at the data like this, what do we...
When you look at the data like this, do you notice what I'm doing here? See, I've become wise here. I've been doing this for a long time. 10 years. Look at the words people use. Once you really know this stuff backwards and forwards, you then can start analyzing the way people talk about it. He said, when you look at the data like this, well, first of all, the data, there's a lot of data out there, but this is a particular data he's looking at, like this. Look at the data like this. That's exactly why they made this study, because somebody paid them to come up with data like this. It's a diet war. There's actually billions of dollars at stake. At stake.
We have.
What do we have? When we look at the data like this, what do we have?
They found that vegans and vegetarians...
They found. Don't his viewers know better?
Vegetarians had lower bone mineral density than omnivores. In other words, the general population.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Now we reach another problem with what he's saying here, and then what this study is. The general population. They just pooled a bunch of people together. Well, that doesn't mean that a vegan diet gives you low bone density. Sorry, that's not what the science is saying here. But the reason they put it out there is because they know that ass is like this guy, will misinterpret the study. Just having flashbacks.
You see the problem there? How many vegan experts over the years have claimed that animal protein leaches calcium from your bones, right? They've made this whole spiel about it. It's not the case, is it? It's not the case at all.
Then what happens? Excess protein acidifies your body, but the body can't stay in an acid state. It's always trying to balance itself, and the body gets itself back into homeostasis, balance, by utilizing the opposite of acid, which is alkaline. Meat's not alkaline, it's acid. So is dairy products. Yeah. So what's alkaline? Is minerals, such as calcium.
In fact, over the years, there's been data showing that increasing your intake of animal protein seems to actually help with osteoporosis.
Seems? And how? Who said what? Where'd we see this? Come on. You know, people aren't this dumb.
It seems to be protective against osteoporosis and osteoarthritis and things like that. All right,
Then why does the United States, meat capital of the world, have an epidemic of osteoporosis?
that flies in the face of that claim that a lot of vegans make. Because here we have it right here.
Okay, vegans' claim was wrong. Okay, what about this claim? This is a claim, people.
Omnivores have better bone mineral density. And of course, you guys remember on my DEXA scan, my bone mineral density was 4th standard deviation on the chart. Mine is like almost off the scale. But again, a lot of that has to do with all the years and years and years of heavy powerlifting.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Why would we have this benefit? It has to do with the IGF-1 and everything. Carrying more muscle mass. All right, you're carrying more muscle mass. The protein, the animal proteins produce more muscle growth even in sedentary populations. That's protective against osteoporosis in and of itself. Same thing when you're strength training. You gain more muscle mass, you're going to have better bone density because you're going to get stronger faster. It's real simple. Animal proteins are superior for this. Hands down. And vegans can argue to the contrary all they want. They can get a few outliers. Well, this person has gained all.
So is that it? Is that the study? I think I missed something. The heck is... I want to talk to him. Okay. Let's see who's up. Tough to support a body overgrown on animal products. That's a quote from myself. Yeah. That is the nicest way to call someone a fat ass I've ever heard. Agreed. Low bone density is caused by an excess of animal products in the diet. Low. Here I've said that a small amount of animal products isn't harmful, except to the animal. especially small amounts of animal products. Amateur Blaha is a special forces commando. He knows everything about nutrition and killing people. Really? He was never. He was. Look at him, man. Listen to that. He is the typical anti-vegan. There was no way he was ever going to stay vegan. He goes jack squat. I'm going to put this in the ground. Hey. CarBO. Bro, he was trolling. Remember who was trolling? Okay, that's all. That's it for the comments. He also became Christian recently. Yep. Probably for the same reason most people do. More manipulation. Okay, now, want to hear this again.
Better bone density because you're going to get stronger faster. It's real simple. Animal proteins are
It's real simple.
superior for this.
Superior. Superior, another keyword. Why is that? Animal protein. The only difference with animal protein is that it's more complex molecules. But the body doesn't use those molecules. The body has to break all that down to get to the amino acids, which in the end are all the same. Amino acids are amino acids. You might as well get them in the simpler form. Save your body the trouble. It's all the same stuff. It all originates from plants.
Osteoporosis in and of itself. Same thing when you're strength training. You gain more muscle mass. You're going to have better bone density because you're going to get stronger faster. It's real simple.
Well, yeah. One thing is people are sedentary, so they lose bone density that way. That has nothing to do with diet.
Proteins are superior for this.
I'd say most older people are sedentary, and most older people eat animal products.
Hands down, and vegans can argue to the contrary all they want.
Notice how he's going overboard with the hyperbole, protesting too much. Hands down. It's real simple. Dude, this crap has been debunked so much, so long ago.
Dude is pumped full of juice. It's like, well, he wouldn't have gained all that muscle on that vegan diet without, number one, finding ways to protein load large amounts of protein somehow through vegan sources, along with all the drugs he's using to boost his...
Whoop. Dude, you're the one that looks like you're on drugs. I don't need a lot of muscle. I have enough. You know, how much do you need to squat to keep up your bone density? Are you saying you have to be muscular? Who's muscular? here's some more here.
Muscle protein synthesis. You try doing what he did as a totally natural vegan, and best of luck to you. You're not going to get the same results. Sorry, that's not how it works. It's not how it works here in the real world. But we come back to the other point. You've got to look at this data. You see that, and then the other thing, fracture rates. Vegans had higher fracture rates than both omnivores.
And that's not only a generalization, a big generalization. It's a corrupt one made by just plain evil people who know they're committing a crime against humanity when they lie like that. But I want to go back here a little bit.
To get the same results. Sorry, that's not how it works.
Also, when someone says, again, he says sorry,
and best of,
which is what Vegan Cheetah was saying the other day. And I made a video about that I'll be uploading in just a couple hours now. And we all know Cheetah, man. He's a scammer.
Vegan sources along with all.
While he's making this video, was this guy super irritating. You know what he said to me when I posted a comment? Can't prove that, but I don't know how to describe it, man. My hand was out of commission for a month. I never mentioned it because, don't want to mention how that happened. I cracked the wall, man. Like I would crack his face, which is why I should never do live debates in person. There was a crack. I thought I broke my hand, but I didn't. Never broke a bone. Okay, so anyway, I said it's easily provable, and you anti-vegan fools are easy to see through. That's what's so irritating about this, man. This kind of crap is way overdone. He's doing the same crap. At least when Cheetah does something like this, you can just laugh him off and have fun with all the editing, which I did. I really created something unique again. That's the main event for today. Cheetah's at it again, trashing veganism. Oh, and the way he did it, it's really bizarre. See, he's more entertaining. This guy is just irritating. Okay, my response video is coming for those who actually want to be healthy. That's all I'm here for. That's all I can do. Oh, that's not the comment here. Okay. I've been debunking this stuff for 6 years. And responses, he responded, he says, you cannot even enjoy a rare Angus steak, specifics there, but calls me a fool. There you go, focused on meat. Jeez. And he says he gave veganism an honest try. No, he didn't. censoring myself. And then he said, LOL, whatever. And then he said, how much do you deadlift, brother? Have we gotten sick of saying brah? How much do you lift, brah? Really? Oh, yeah. Really? That's his argument. And then what's interesting is he gives me credit for calling out the carnivore diet morons. Oh, so now he does know something about me. He's looked at my video list. It's probably more moronic than... Oh, interesting. They are moronic, yes, because they're unnatural. I'm eating as naturally as I can. It's really that simple. It's normal. Yeah. Okay, so I said I tried to gain muscle when I was Omni, way back, in my peak growing years. I could never gain anything. I am a hard gainer. That is a real thing. Many articles I've read in muscle magazines about hard gainers. Magazines, this before the internet. I was doing this. In these muscle mags, Flex and stuff like that. Flex once published a letter that I sent them. That was how good I am. That's 1992. I have that too somewhere. Really? 800 videos and I haven't shown that. I'll get to it. Yeah. So they'd have a regular column about hard gainers. And it wasn't what he's about to say here. He sums it all up, real simplicity. I said, my genes, it's in my genes, it has nothing to do with my diet. So let's not use that flawed ad hominem technique to marginalize your opposition. He said, a hard gainer is an under-eater. Now, vegans, does that sound familiar? Now, that is exactly what a lot of vegans say. It's a good excuse because it's true for most people. They don't eat enough to get the results. But it's not always the reason for everything. There's other things. There's genes. And people like this who are selling the BS that I'm really muscular and so you can too, you just need to watch my channel. They need to believe this crap that people can gain muscle. And the fact that most people are hard gainers just falls into their advantage because they got long-term audience of people who have trouble gaining muscle and will continue to watch. So I responded to him, oh, here's a different person I haven't seen yet. If you have research, then I'll be by all means post it here. I'm going to post it here. So, what I said up here, I've always been a big eater. And I've always told people this when we have the same argument year after year. These muscle heads, they do not want to accept what I say. I've always eaten really big, and I could never gain any size, muscle or fat. And no one, the muscle heads don't want to believe the muscle stuff, and the diet people don't want to believe the fat thing. Oh, no, calories in out. Calories in out. And so here comes Jason with his reply. You cannot be a big eater and weigh what you weigh. I bet you think 2,500 calories is a lot of food. Okay, my response is no. That's an average amount. And it's true, I no longer eat that amount, around that amount. But of course, I used to eat a lot more. My need for food has dropped over the years. When I was a vegan in the 90s, I was probably getting 3,000 calories, just shoveling in the grains and the bananas. When I went vegan, man, my appetite went crazy. I was stuffing myself around the clock. But in the 80s, before that, on an Omni diet, I was eating a typical food, which is real high in calories. So I was probably getting like 3,500 calories. And remember, I'm 5'7". Small frame, did not grow on 3,700 calories. And you don't believe that. Why would I say that, though? I could just say genes. Well, let's see. So that catches us up to date here. So I want to keep my video under an hour. So I got to wrap it up. Do you have water running, Gary? That's my computer running. Listen to this. It's because I'm doing a live video. Fan runs a lot. There's water here too. Okay. Let's go back to this video. Let's see if he says anything else.
But we come back to the other point. You've got to look at this data. You see that, and then
you got to look at this data. Forget the million pieces of other data out there. Look at this data.
The other thing, fracture rates. Vegans had higher fracture rates than both omnivores and vegetarians. Why?
Oh, and I had a rib injury once, man. Those are rough. And for a month I couldn't move. It was pain. But I didn't break it. But again, I have no proof of that, so forget it. Let's get back to the proof here. Research. Who did this research? Oh, wait a minute. I went to a website that talks about, does protein leach calcium out of the bones? And this website says No, no, that's a myth. And then I noticed the website. Dairy Council of California. Research update. Truth about calcium. 1 out of every 4 women of 65 years old has lost over half their bone density. Today, more deaths are caused by osteoporosis and cancer. What's going on here? I used to believe that bone lost calcium only if there was not enough calcium in the diet. But why would it be so hard to get enough calcium? Well, for one thing, animal products, well, meat doesn't have any calcium. Cow's milk has calcium. Cows are vegans. Where do they get their calcium? And they're getting it all from a bad source, too. Grain-fed. They should be eating grass and even fruit. Yeah, I once lived near cows that lived out in the open. If you throw them one of your apples rotting off the tree, had apple trees, they will eat those. That'll be the first thing they eat because it's the best. It's food. Fruit is the main fruit. The main food. How about at it? Main food of planet Earth. It's the one food meant to be eaten. Okay.
Animal protein, calcium. All right, this is real simple. We don't even need...
Yeah, we don't even need a study. It's real simple. Nature makes fruit to eat. Cows eat fruit. Deer eat fruit. Humans eat fruit. And their bodies make milk from it. That's it.
Need to dig into too much further data for that. It should be blaringly obvious.
Don't dig further, people. Just listen to the words he is saying here and do not pay any attention to that vegan CarboRaider in the comments below. He is not the person you want to be hearing from.
Where do you get your calcium? You know, that's what the vegans always get asked, and they say, well, I can get it from this and that. It's like, well, look at your fracture rates.
I have none. My mom has none after 76 years of eating a high produce diet, little animal products. Also, she eats about 1,400 calories, which is, I told her, that's not good, not good. My brother has broken a bone once. It was before he was vegan. Hasn't broken anything since. The one fact is, you know, vegans don't eat enough. The whole United States, we're taught to eat less, as if we're eating too much, because we're fat. But that's not the problem. People are eating too much junk, and also too much fat, but they're not eating enough real food that has calcium in it. And then they think they need to not eat so much. Food's bad. Calories are bad. That's what they're taught. And so when a person does go vegan with that mentality, and they're still eating the same portions, it's just not enough food. That's one of the reasons they don't stay vegan. And I thought there were no vegans. So how do you do a study like this? Oh my God.